Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse sucks. This movie really sucks. Sorry, I know people really love these movies, but this one really sucked. Let's talk about it using my space system. Story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Okay, those are your 5 categories. For the storyline of Across the Spider-Verse, I'm going to give it a 0.5. The second I saw that this was going to be 2 parts, or when I heard it was going to be 2 parts, I literally decided to not see it in the theater. The first movie, I thought the animation was garbage, and I didn't feel like sitting through IMAX for a second round of this, artistic vision. This is the vision of the artist. It's like, oh, okay. If I produced that, they would have said this animation sucks. This movie, I'll get to the art. I'll save that for the artistry. The storyline, as soon as I heard it, I was like, well, I'll see it. I've never skipped a Spider-Man movie in the theater till this one. So I was like, I'm going to buy it on 4K, regardless. So unseen, I'm just going to buy it on 4K because I buy every Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, pretty much those 3 characters, Hulk, any of that stuff I'm going to buy no matter what. And realistically, I bought every Marvel movie on 4K, or Blu-ray, whatever was available. So I knew I was just going to get this anyways. But I was going to see it in the theater, and I heard that it was a 2-part thing. I thought, okay, I'm not going, because every single time this is that, I didn't see Mission Impossible, whatever this one's called, Dead Reckoning Part 1, not seeing it. I'll wait for it to come out. I didn't go see, I didn't really see the Twilight films anyways, but I saw that Breaking Dawn, I did see them later. I knew that was going to be poo. Harry Potter, whatever, that Part 1 of 2, Deadly something, same thing. Every time they do this, every time they do it, unless it's Lord of the Rings or something, every time they do this, the first part is absolutely dreadful. The storyline of this doesn't happen for 1 hour and 30 minutes. Listen, you watch this movie, pause it after 1 hour, and then say what the story is. 1 hour, it's like nothing. The first 20 minutes, spoilers, the first 20 minutes is Gwen, who I don't care about. Anyway, I'll get to characters. Gwen and her dad's the captain, and her dad doesn't like Spider-Man because, that's just... They've come up with 4 million different Spider-Man universes, but in all of them, it's the same trope. Every Spider-Man universe they've come up with is either just a racial stereotype for diversity, or the same generic crap. It's like, oh, the captain doesn't trust Spider-Man. Every time, this is all they do in this series. I don't like the Spider-Verse stuff. I like Ben Reilly. I thought he was a really great character who had a very complex and interesting story, being a clone, trying to fit in. I like all the way that played out, and I know people hate the Clone Saga. So the people hate the Clone Saga. They hate the Clone Saga because why is there another Spider-Man running around? Why is there another? And then, oh my God, there's another Spider-Man. Then, oh, he has a brother. Oh, and then Venom. Oh, and then there's Carnage, and then there's Scream. I'm just so tired. It's just I'm so tired of all these spider people. I can't stand it. Who likes the Clone Saga? It's so boring. Oh, it's another Spider-Man. Oh, blah, blah. It's another Spider-Man. Why is there so many Spider-Man? I don't know. I hate the Clone Saga. Across the Spider-Verse is my favorite movie. My favorite Spider-Man movie. It's like, I love all the Spider-Man. You do? You didn't like them before. All I hear all the time is getting crap on the Clone Saga. But this is fine. 4,000 Spider-Man is fine. Anyway. So the first 20 minutes is Gwen Stacy and her dad. And I was like, I don't care about this. Fine. Then the next one is Miles' parents are trying to talk to some guidance counselor. And Miles is late doing other stuff because he's fighting Spot. Okay, so we've established that he's late for everything. It's like, yep, we've seen this with Peter Parker. How is Miles Morales a different character? Oh, he's a minority. Oh, I guess that makes him different. No, it's the same thing. It's just the same thing again. Oh, he's late all the time. Okay, like Peter was always late. Can we give this guy a new character? Can we do something new with this character? Like, I don't know, come up with anything different? Okay, so he's late. Then his dad's having a party because he's being promoted to captain. And then Miles is supposed to bring the cake. Guess what? He's late. This is another 20. It's 20 minutes of Gwen being late or whatever. Her thing was a little bit better because we didn't get too much of her in the last film. And now it's Miles being late for the school talk, for the guidance counselor. And then he's being late for his dad's party. It's like, oh, he's keeping a secret, doesn't want to talk about it, just like Gwen. I understand they're trying to make it like they're similar, but they're similar in a way that we've already seen 1,000 times in other Spider-Man movies and comics and cartoons. It's boring. It's absolutely dreadful. The first hour of this is dreadful. Plus, all the backgrounds are blurry. Is this supposed to be cool? Oh, it's blurry backgrounds. That's why I stopped getting bootleg VHS tapes, because I hated blurry stuff. Now I'm paying for 4K. It's like $40 to have blurry backgrounds. That's what I paid for. It's a fail. I'll get to the artistry, so-called artistry. Finally, Miguel comes in, Spider-Man 2099, who I like. I've got the first, I don't know, 4 or 5 issues of Spider-Man 2099 from when they came out. I always thought he looked really cool. I like Miguel. I thought it was an interesting concept. He's clearly the best character in this thing. Clearly. They make fun of Ben Reilly because why would you pay tribute to Ben Reilly? He's only the first of the new Spider-Mans. So they think he's a joke, but they're okay with 4,000 other Spider-Mans. But Ben Reilly, who originally was, I think, the first clone or first duplicate, he's good. He sucks. Sorry. He sucks. Everyone else is fine. Sure. Spider-Man 2099, clearly the best. He shows up and he says, Miles, you were never supposed to be bitten by the spider. You messed up canon. There's supposed to be someone named Peter or someone else who's supposed to get these powers and become Spider-Man. And because of that, all this is messed up. There's certain events in the timeline that are canon that have to happen in Spider-Man's things. So like, for example, Uncle Ben dying is a canon concept. Also Captain Stacy getting killed. They show clips from the other films and stuff. And Spider-Man India, which does not look like Spider-Man India, because I collected Spider-Man India and he's got a comic out right now. He doesn't look the same, so they changed the look of that. I don't know why. Stereotype Spider-Man, I'm sorry, Indian Spider-Man. His captain was saved or something. So then that broke canon and that messed up some of the time, some of the streams. And now that Miles' dad is going to be captain, he's destined to die, probably by Spot. And they have to allow that to happen to maintain canon. But Miles is like, I don't want my dad to die. And I was thinking, wow, the storyline is starting. So now it's Miles versus everyone else who wants to maintain canon. And Miles is like, I'm not going to let my dad die. Okay, there you go. That's 1 hour and a half in a 2 hour and 20-minute movie. I can guarantee you can take part 2 and this and make one movie. Easy. You could eliminate 1 hour of this. No problem. When the story started, finally, I thought, okay, I like this. Now we've got something different for Miles. He's doing something unique, right? And I do feel that we should have Spider-Man, like, why would the Spider-Mans want people to die? I don't know. That's not very clear. Spider-Man shouldn't allow people to die. All right. Pacing, 0. The first hour is boring. The next half an hour is pointless. So the last bit is good. But by this point, literally, I'm dying. And I just watched The Batman the day before this. I've seen The Batman before. And I just rewatched The Batman, which that is a boring movie. But this brings new levels of boredom. So 0. Artistry, I'm going to give the artistry, even though I just knocked it, I'm going to give it a 1. The reason I'm giving it a 1 is that some parts looked really cool. I do like 2099. He looks kind of neat. They had a neat idea of making every Spider-Man look like from his world, which is kind of cool. When you mix them together, it's a little bit weird though. I would have preferred a consistent look. But the music, particularly in the last act, was really pumped. Like it started to really build, and the tension was pretty good. And the way it was looking, and everyone chasing Miles and all that, that was all really cool. So that was really cool. I like Miles. He looks cool. 2099 looks super cool. I actually like Ben Reilly looking like the 90s kind of style art, which is kind of neat. So the characters look kind of cool. The blurry backgrounds, and there's some pastel backgrounds. It's like, I don't know. Just like it's stupid. So yeah, I'll give it a 1. For the characters, I'm actually going to give the characters. I'm going to give the characters a 1. The reason I'm giving it a pass for the characters is that I like 2099 actually. I actually liked Miles. I didn't care about him before. I liked him in the end of this movie. Soon as he's like, I'm not going to let my dad die, and I'm like, hey, this is something a bit different. And he's like, no, I'm going to live for me. I'm not going to do this your way. I like that because now that made him different. Unfortunately, everyone else in the movie is utter trash. The original Peter Parker is garbage. He's a dad now, and he's a loser in slippers. Why would you make fun of the original Spider-Man? That's a fail. Gwen is like somewhat okay. She's fine. Spider-Punk sucks. Who else sucks? Yeah, everyone else. No, Spot is good. Sorry. I'm giving it a pass because Spot was really neat. Miguel, friggin' good. Miles in the last half an hour. So it is his movie. I never disliked Miles. I just found him vastly uninteresting and just a copy of Peter. But now that he's not a copy of Peter, I'm liking that a lot more. So I'm going to give that a pass for that one. Enjoyment factor, I'm going to give the enjoyment factor a 0.5. I kind of thought this movie, this should have been way better. Like way better. Like, because you established everything in the first movie, which I gave it a pass. But this, come on. Really, guys, like, I'm giving this a 3 out of 10. This was super disappointing, and really 2 hours and 20 minutes. I don't know how today's audience has sat through this. I guess they're just so hypnotized by, oh, it looks so good. Oh, wow. I honestly think that this is one of these movies where people are just pretending to think is so good. I don't know. I know I'm in the minority, but it's really boring. Worst offender, it's boring and it has blurry backgrounds and looks like garbage. I put this on 4K. I'm like, why is this even 4K? This could have been a VHS. So, music was good. Some of the designs of the characters look good. That's it. 3 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts on Across the Whatever Verse. Until next time.